Do you have a favorite subject? Oh my lord. Occultist. Let's do orator. The art of persuasion, naturally. Rhetoric. I assume you studied the Greeks and Romans both. Yes, Aristotle and Cicero, of course, but also Christian thinkers like Augustine and Thomas Aquinas. We have less use for public discourse than the senators did in the Roman Republic. Exactly. The doctors of the church weren't trying to persuade politicians, but to move the mind towards Christian truth. Still, the principles remain the same. Invent your arguments, then arrange, style, and internalize them before delivering them to your audience. Splendid, though I suppose an artist has little use for rhetoric, especially in a place such as this. Not true. Rhetoric is also an art, and like other forms of art, it should be created for the audience and its purpose. It can be practiced as easily in the streets of a rural town as in the Curia of Rome. Well put. In your other studies, was there anything else you excelled at? Occultist. I used my access to the university's library to pursue more esoteric interests. Esoteric how? Mystical textbooks on alchemy, invoking spirits, divination, purely academic, of course. Of course. I started with Finicchio's Corpus Hermeticum, and my interest only deepened from there. Quite interesting, Andreas. I'll make some time to speak with you more on this topic during my stay. As you wish, my lord. As you wish, my lord. Ah, here's the Abbey. I have good memories of this place and of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know of Kiersau at all? My family's been patrons of Kiersau for I don't know how many generations. Some years ago, I heard that Kiersau still had a wonderful library and artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript productions, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. Artists that remain here are quite talented, if a bit old-fashioned. Kiersau is more than a bit old-fashioned. Some of my friends think I'm mad for commissioning a manuscript from an abbey in this day and age. But while my family's been patrons of Kiersau for generations, it seems wrong to stop now while there's still talent here. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Gernot a year ago. I thought I would stop by and check on the progress. A year ago? Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no. I do know the artist well. Venerable Brother Piero. A venerable. Still has his wits and his skills, if that's what concerns you. The Piero has incredible talent with color. I very much look forward to seeing it. Hey, Arianos. Good morning. Hey, Anna Clara. Miklaus! Tend to the horses and baggage. I'm heading up to the Abbey. Yes, my lord. Well, let's not keep the abbot waiting any longer. Work. Hey, Cozy. Nuns. Quite unusual for the Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. The church closed most of them centuries ago. Then Kiersau's a place out of time in more ways than one. You know Mother Cecilia? She seemed to recognize you. We're acquainted, yes. Let's leave it at that. Ah, you must be Father Gernot. I am Lorenz, Baron of... Yes, the Baron of Rothvogel. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. Oh. Ah, if you say so. I'm not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Yes, I know, but I wrote ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it's no trouble. Yes, I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now? Is this a bad time to ask for an advance on my payment for the Book of Hours? I should ask again when he's in a better mood. Maybe I could just convince Brother Matteo to pay me early. Matthew? I think it's Matthew. Find a way to get paid. Convent garden. Where's the scriptorium? Is it in the church? Cloister.
Victime Pascali laudes, immolant Christiani, Agnus redemit oves, Christus.
God bless you, Andreas. Is your voice recovered from Easter Mass, Rutger? Oh yes, it was a bit of a strain, but a worthy sacrifice. Well, if the Lord could give us his all on Easter, exactly. Have a good day in the scriptorium. Have a good day singing.
Innocens Patri.
Crypt? Oh, this seems like a terrible idea. Foundations of the Abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land not long after the death of Christ. Tomb makers go back centuries, all the way to the founding of the Abbey. Abbot Dietrich, in the height of Kiersau's power in 14th century, those days have long passed. The lovely relief of the Virgin Child, shame it's hidden down here. That was it? Now what? Secret entrance to the library. I have to remember this. What? Okay. Dad, I'm going to need you to remember this. Okay? What's up, dude? I like your glasses. How's this sacristy today, Matthew? Same as yesterday. Does my vocation seem silly to you, Master Mailer? I was just being friendly. Then go in peace, friend, knowing that the Abbey's treasures are secure for another day. God be with you. One more thing, I have a favor to ask you. Yes, Andreas? I was hoping you'd give me pay for the latest manuscript early. This isn't part of the agreement you made with Father Gurno. You'll be paid on the completion of each additional manuscript you illuminate, not before. I only have a few pages left, Brother Matteo. I'll finish them in the next few days anyway. And I think you can wait a few days to collect your wages. The Abbey runs through mutual agreements, not haphazard payments. Breaking such contracts would cause undue trouble not only for Kiersau, but for Tassing as well. Matters pressing, Brother Matteo. For the love of another Christian, I beg you make an exception. Very well. Do not ask me of this again. Here you are. I shall note this with Father Gurno and Pierre Frank. Thank you, Brother Matteo. Harumph. God bless you, Andreas. Nice. I can give Clara the rent early. Okay. What is the Old Bailey? It's 2022 and I'm about to fall asleep wondering why 8,000 people are watching this guy play an ishy game. Well, Jennifer, it's 2022 and you're in a chat room for a game you're not interesting, standing up and telling everyone else that is interested in it that it's not good. What's that make you? I'll give you a hint. It's not classy. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. No, we're not going to ban him. He's welcome to his opinion. Hey, I'll tell you right now, this game's not for everyone. But there's lots of different ways you can go about it. I'm going to keep playing this game until I either decide it's not interesting to me or I feel like we've gotten to the meat of it and I'm not really feeling that. But I feel like we haven't yet gotten to the part. I don't feel like the game's really started yet. It's still laying groundwork. So I'm still willing to give it a shot. I really wish it was voice acted. I gotta say, I thought the game was voice acted. So, That's kind of a downer. I feel like if this game was voice acted with like good voice work, that it would be significantly better. But excuse me, significantly more easy to get into, I should say. Not better, but you know, because all the meat would be the same. But I feel like it would be a lot more easy to kind of like be immersed in it. Good morning, brother Piero. Good to see you as well. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm's coming. Big Dorn Gertner says if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. The Adok has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Oh. Don't forget, brother Guy, the fate of the youths who jeered in the aged prophet Elisha outside of Bethel. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, brother Adok? I'm comparing you to an impotent youth whom the Lord, in his effable wisdom, may choose to strike down. Calm yourself, brother Adok. You're too sensitive to guys' jokes. I am old, Andreas. Every slight against me stings with the fire of 1,000 wasps. But I will pray to God for the strength to endure this wickedness. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Pierre Frank is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lorenz Rothvogel had arrived, and he hurried out like a little mouse. Frank is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothvogel, it's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior, only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no, brother Rothvogel, his manuscript. I just realized he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. Of course that's why he's visiting. That's if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about patrons' visits. Guys, someday you will stand where Piero is, and a young monk will stand where you are now. Problem. Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like everyone else. Andreas, Baron Rothvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freising. Kiersau is already out of favor. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Well, if Prior Frank isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. Oh, that's right. I need to reference the Indermauer manuscript. What do you want, Andreas? A book. The Indermauer manuscript. The Book of Hours. It looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? No, because I was dreaming about you. Liar. I just get the book? Ugh. It's all the way upstairs. Can't you get it by without it? Sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work. Really, my feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask Illuminata to get it. Sister Illuminata! Andreas needs help finding a book and I don't know where it is. She knows exactly where it is. That's rude, Andreas. I'd like to borrow the Indermauer manuscript, the Book of Hours. Ever heard? Here, please return it promptly. Yes, it's made by Obsidian. Yep. It's kind of like, so far it's like a visual novel, basically. What is all this junk all over his robes? Andreas, may I say your masterpiece is coming? Of course, your opinion's always welcome. The composition is lovely. There's a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. Contrast of colors is also quite nice, rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. It doesn't feel right, I don't know why. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. Ouch. Jeez, old guy. Brother, you know I don't like doing more work than I have to. I'm not saying you should do more work, but suggesting that there should be more of yourself in the work. I didn't know that there was room for me in here. It is inescapable. We all put ourselves into the work, whether we realize it or not. What does this painting represent? It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gurno. What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. It's not the way November is. Art is illusion, storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these images illuminate the path to truth. Most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for the truth. Yes, but with God's grace, this book of hours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? You need not listen to my opinions. They're just thoughts of one old monk. Dude has some knowledge bombs. There's no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. That make you sad? I admit I'm still fond of the old style of lettering and illumination, but even in my youth I knew it could not last. The creation of books of art is no longer the province of monasteries, so be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in doing so be brought to truth. I think there will always be a place for artists like you and Brother Adok. And Brother Guy. Kind of you to say so, Andreas, but you need to not be concerned for me. I've lived a long life and am happy to have served the Lord. When he calls me, I am ready. I am ready for something to happen. Ah, where's the time gone? It is already terse. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honoring the rule. The rule of St. Benedict of Nursia is a book of instructions for monks living together under the guidance of an abbot. The rule provides the principles for living a monastic life. Demi J, thank you for the 14 months, bud. Until later, Andreas. Until later. They basically just later broed each other. Later, bro. Later, bro. What's going on in here? So I can't check that out? A little sus. What was that noise? I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint on the floor. Then Prior Frennick came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed, and left. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. He was slamming books shut. Prior Ferenc should know better than that. Some of the manuscripts are quite delicate. Need to be in a great hurry. I think he's on edge since Baron Rothvogel arrived today. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it's necessary for divine readings of our work in the scriptorium. Oh, that reminds me, there are a few more books I wanted to borrow. You can't be serious. You want more books? I think Prior Ferenc has given you more than enough. What does she want me to say? Ferenc just gives me those books. He hopes I have the same interest in the occult that he does and wants to talk about them. Tell the truth. She wouldn't hold me accountable for something that is my fault, would she? I don't ask for those books. He just gives them for me. That's between the two of you. My concern is only for the books. I can't give them out to just anyone. I'm not just anyone. You're right, you're not. You're not a member of this community. Brothers have their vows of vocation to guide their conscience. You could just wander off with half the library if I loaned it to you. Never considered that before. Please be serious. My concern for the books does not end at the library door, nor does my responsibility. Please understand that. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's all that fuss about Lorenz Rothvogel? Why is Prior Ferenc so nervous? Lorenz? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the Prior and Father Abbot have. I only know that he purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years. And he paid enough to help the Abbey when we need it. What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Sure. Thank you. It's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there where you and your cohorts have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I'll tell you what books I'm looking for, find them and return them to me. 2 volumes of the Aeneid. Reddish covers 14 inches by 10 inches. Oh, I know that one. Okay. Fair. There's a fair amount of water on these. I hope you don't mind. The volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. What in the hell? Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover Dido. Do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations, but the Piero takes us more seriously than most of the others in the Abbey. I really think your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. You're right. Is it really that bad? Is being a woman that limiting? How would you know? It's true. Appreciate you understand how limited our roles and choices we are. Oh, Jesus. Even in stories where maidens to be rescued and wed, cruel seducers of men are wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. A woman is exempt from that. From the empress to a nun, it is our lot. I suppose I understand why you're not fond of the Aeneid. It's fine poetry for men. Noobly, thanks, bud. Now the books, if you please. Okay. Green covered diamond pattern. Okay. The 8 offers reading up. The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to Maeda Rusco of Lugano. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. The book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, then lives a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. I forgot the best part. In the end, Aaron learns that he has royal blood, the son of a duke, who reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. It's not to love. Benedictine should not be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord. Oh, should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. I suppose you're right. It's better suited for knaves like me. Not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andreas. We must be on guard. Fantasy leads to temptation. Your chap. I'm watching you. Sometimes, yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? Die better than we are born. What's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There's neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. Maybe one in Christ, but we're not equal in this world. Isn't this what you should be concerned with, Andreas? With the book, Andreas, we must return it. Would you like the abbot to receive a 4th letter? I hate to see the brothers disappointed, but I understand. Okay. The book, please. Woo! Ender, probably a little bit later. Yeah, I am doing my best, but I'm like I said before the stream, I'm kind of getting sick, and this is starting to make my throat hurt a little bit. We're going to keep going, though. I want to get to some meat. Dark red cover. I believe other guy was reading it. Okay. I want to get to a hook. Guy's always been guarded about this book. What is this book anyway? Maybe I should have learned French at some point. What is this? Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. Why don't you tell me what this book is? This is a dangerous book, Andreas. One of the previous abbot tolerated in spite of a papal order to destroy it. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. Its author shared the same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of one bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains dialogue between love and reason. The book is dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? What is this? 200 years ago. Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books, all books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. Fine, but Father Matthias is gone. It's not my place to question a former abbot's decision, but when Father Greneau learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. Must the book be destroyed? Well, I refuse to give it to you if all you're going to do is destroy it. What am I going to do with it? Read it and become a French heretic. I'll hide it, keep it safe. Give me that book or our deal is forfeit. Consider the sound theological reasons for allowing this book to exist. I appeal to your duty as a librarian of this abbey not to destroy the book. I propose a compromise. I will take the book from the abbey far away. I don't like this, Andreas. It feels wrong in my heart. It's relatively far away. It's been out here for years. Besides, how could you have stopped me? These are things we did in the past, and it looks like it gave us enough to persuade her. I'm trusting you in this, Andreas. Against my better judgment, don't make me regret this. Interesting. We passed a check. Thanks, Marky Boy. Appreciate it, buddy. Have I ever played the Banner Saga games? No, I've never played the Banner Saga games. Maybe one day. Hippa Chaos, thank you for the 4 months, but I appreciate it. Now, Baron Roth, I'll go quickly, though I need to finish up here soon. He said he buys books from the abbeys. What kind? Not sure. I suppose there's just a shortage of books and artists in the big cities. So why patronize an outdated abbey that's dying scriptorium? Yes. However, it's managed to retain a curious section of books in large part thanks to the permissiveness of our abbots and librarians. Topics, experiment of the academic, a dangerous error in judgment. There's much to learn from texts on astrology and theurgy, even necromancy, but reading is not practiced. I'll assume that your interests go no further than what's on the written page. Faith can inure anyone against corrupting ideas, but reading such texts is dangerous. You seem to say that often after judging people. Is that a joke or simply an observation? In any case, I understand that it's a flaw that I must correct. Well, I must be off to mass. Thank you again for your help. I suppose you'll be leaving via the crypt? Smile devilishly? Yes. What are you smiling about? Wait. What is this? I'm filled with the joy of books. You're a strange man. Is it because we know about the secret entrance, maybe? Good old Gava. Love you all, chat mods and co. Also, have you been, Gava? Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for your 51 months, dude. I really appreciate it. That's the bell for Sext. Brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. Just see if Otto is around and still wants to eat with me. I think he's working by the guest house below the Abbey. Whoops. And he's lost. Interesting game today. It has been interesting so far. Nice people. They all just say like, yo, what's up? Oh, let the brothers eat their meals. Okay.